Tim was a great question. He said to me, you know, you're a good guy. People, think you're just fun to be around. Are you able to turn that off when you get in the gym? Are you able to be demanding and stop that? Do you want to just be their friends or not? Huh? I told Tim that. I said, you want to talk about getting intense? There's some players sitting here kind of laughing, but it's like, except for Andy, I had to kind of make sure I didn't get too much on him. He'd get mad at me. But with the kids, I'm intense, and I get out there, and I'm doing stations. I'm going from this basket to this basket, and I'm talking the whole time. It's probably gotten me into trouble with players where they've gotten defensive to me, and I said, listen to me. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm seeing what I'm seeing. I'm trying to let you know. I'm moving on. As soon as I say it, I'm on to the next thing. I am intense. We get in locker rooms, and these guys know. I've got pregame speeches, and I'm thinking right here. I've got halftime speeches, and I've got postgame speeches. I told Tim, I said, of all the criticisms of me and my coaching abilities, the psychology and the rapport with my players is not one of them. The way I conduct practice or my intensity with them is not one of them. If anything, I'll pat myself on the back a little bit and say I'm kind of a master at that. Jeff Hewson, is Jeff in here? Jeff Hewson, one of the best players Pine City has had. He had this thing where it was almost like we had a false thing where I had to yell at him or make fun of him or call him a wuss or something. He went out, played really hard, then he'd come by, hey, thanks. It was like, I thought I knew how to get into everybody's head. I was joking about Andy, but it was like, I knew how to push Andy, another one of the best players. I knew how to do that with everybody. It's my strength. So I felt like I had to respond to it and defend it. And I was glad to talk to you about it, Tim, because I think I explained myself pretty thoroughly to you about that point. And I want to make that known to other people. Hey, I hope you think I'm a great guy. But you know what? I'm a damn good coach, too, and I'm working my tail off. And I think I do a good job with it. I look at it like, with coaching abilities, the X's and O's, the player connections, and the commitment. And I've spoken on, X's and O's, all coaches know X's and O's. These guys sitting in front of me know X's and O's. We all know that. Some better than others. The player connections, that's real strength of mine. The commitment, that's a real strength of mine. I was talking with Tim and Dan about the fact that, one of the criticisms that Mr. Jackson and I talked about was, I get so into working with the younger kids from about K through 8 or something that he suggested, you know what? You need to work with those high schoolers a little more probably. And in my mind I said, yeah, I probably do, because I'm looking at it like I'm giving them the tools, at these younger ages, and I want them to get in there and work on these things like I did when I was in school. And it was one thing we talked about prior to all this happening that I said, you know what, you're right. I had a meeting with my players, grades 9 through 11, and their parents. I talked about, here's what that goes into my next thing. My expectations. Here's what you've got. The coaches, the expectations you have of us, and what I need to be doing as a coach and with my coaching staff. Dan and I talked about a few of those things, which I won't, get into with you. The responsibility of the players and the parents, number 2 and 3. I do try to give those, tools to the kids. And you know what? As sophomores, juniors, and seniors, I admit, I should be more present and have parents seeing me be present. In the same breath, when they come home, I've given them a workout plan. I'm going to had a letter already sent home. Get them off the video game, off of watching TV. Get them out in the driveway working on their basketball skills. I've given them the tools. Now I'm talking to you as parents, and I've given a workout plan to the kids. Help me in this endeavor between the player, the parent, and me. We can continue what I think Chris Lutz said was a lot of good things coming up here. And that's how I look at it, the expectations. So in closing, I kind of hit some of this and I kind of rambled as I'm known to do. And in closing, what I do want to mention is that, school board members, when you're up there, I want to continue coaching. I don't want a year where I have 10 stipulations and I'm scrutinized more than any other coach. Whatever these other coaches are being scrutinized and what they're expected to do is what I want to be also expected to do. That's what I want to do. And in the last 2 weeks, I've had a lot of time to think about that. And I've had a lot of people talk to me about that. And I hope I made my message clear to you tonight about, do you really want to get rid of me? Do you, I hear this, some people saying, that's time for change. Why? Why is it time for a change? Why? I feel a little offended for the players that played for me this year when people say it was a bad year. really? Tell Ty Clark that. Tell Trent Hip. They didn't get as many wins as we have in past years. They worked their tails off. I was there all the time with them. I love those guys. We had a great time. So I want to continue coaching. And I told Dan and Tim, here's some things I'm doing. Mr. Jackson knows, here's some things that I'm going to do. Here's some things I admit that I'm not doing as good a job as I should. But I don't want a one-year contract with 18 stipulations. I want to coach. I want to work with the superintendent about that coaching position and the athletic director. And that's what I want. And if you can't do that, then find another coach. But if you can do that, make that decision, you know, I'm accessible and I'm working hard for these people and their kids. Thank you.